YouTube, what's up? Hey, it's Ricky. Just want to let you know before we get into this week's episode of the podcast is that our YouTube channel, we have new videos besides just the podcast and everything. We recently did two trailer reaction videos for Mandalorian Season 2 and the very new season of WandaVision, which is not really new, new series and all that stuff. You know what? You get what I'm saying and all that stuff. Anyways, be nice if you guys check out those videos also. It can be after you see the podcast and all that stuff and everything. Well, it's totally fine. Just I hope you guys check it out and all that stuff. Okay. Um, don't and always with the YouTube channel, like on the videos, comment on the videos for the feedback so that we can get all that stuff. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already and all that stuff. And click the bell so that way you get the notifications to know when our videos go up. Okay. All right, man. Let's get into the episode. Have a good one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the No Name Podcast. And joining me are, of course, my co-captains, which is Ricky and Manny. Say hello.
What's up? Hello.
I know I stole Ricky's line. I had to. It's a good line. And we have different topics for you guys today. But before we start, I want to share with you guys that we are on the platforms of Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Of course, we are on YouTube on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And of course, we're on Anchor. So if you want to check us out, we're on those platforms. And then I got it right. Thank you. Give me a round of applause. Thank you. For anyone that's watching, I never get them right. I've always messed up in some kind of way or shape or form, but not today.
Fun fact: I didn't even remind him.
Right. My mind was literally gonna go to like how are you guys doing? But then I went back and made sure I said those things. But yeah, that's my next question. So how you guys feeling today? How you guys been doing so far? Let the audience know. Ricky, how you feeling?
What did Manny say?
He said he feels amazing.
Oh, because I was like, because you were
The air smell nice.
Okay.
It's
So
all
what?
Smoky. The air smell all nice. Smoky.
Nice. You sound a little far away, Manny. Just a little tad bit, a little staticky there.
Right there.
There you go. Get nice and close, nice like to the microphone.
Yeah.
But anyways, Ricky, how you feeling again?
It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It's been something. Not in a bad way, though. Not in a bad way.
Okay. Nice. What about you, Manny? Or you feel amazing? Anything else you feel?
So the air smell nice.
Feel love. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm
But
doing
you
pretty
feeling
good.
love?
No, it's impossible. No, I'm doing
Man, my
pretty
boy
good.
got a cold heart, man. Come on now.
No,
Ladies,
it's
you want to ever
impossible
warm up
because we're in
Manny's heart?
quarantine.
Okay, it's getting deep.
Oh.
We in quarantine. Yeah. You don't
Got
know
it,
if they
got
got
it.
the Rona. I don't know if I got the Rona.
That's true. No one knows.
Yeah.
But it's okay. We're not trying to give anyone anxiety about it. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah, don't think about the Rona.
Yeah. We have other things to worry about. But
Yeah.
to move on, we have our first topic today is something that pretty big has happened with Xbox. They have partnered or have welcomed in Basidia. Is that what it's called, Basidia? I don't
No,
know. What is it called?
Bethesda.
Bethesda?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, so wrong.
That sounds like a
As you guys
city in
can
the
see,
Bible's name.
I'm not a hardcore gamer, so apologize. Don't crucify me. But that's why we have Ricky on board. Say that again though. What was the name?
I was waiting for. I was like, is he gonna ask me again? Bethesda.
Bethesda. My bad. They have joined Xbox community, and of course, they are a huge company welcoming a lot of different other developers that have given us Fallout, Doom, and many other different games. And so, what do you guys think, Ricky? I know you're gonna probably have some thoughts on it. What do you think about this huge move that Xbox has done? Because I know there's gonna be a lot of I want to say crossplay, you can say. So if their games is also released on PlayStation. I believe the Xbox logo will still come out on that game. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my thinking.
So,
But what do you think?
so I have a lot to say.
Right.
Manny, do you have something short and simple to say before I continue?
I like Doom.
I've never played Doom.
Is that it?
It's a
I
good
watched the
game.
movie.
It's a pretty good. That movie is good though, with the Rock in it. And then the dude starts like cutting the cross into his wrist, like with a knife. Remember that? He's like, "This will protect me."
I really like the part where they turn into like the gameplay. I was like, whoa, that's really tight.
That
So
part's
I
dope
enjoyed
too.
that. Yeah. Ricky, you didn't like the movie?
Did you see the movie? I have the movie if you want to come over here and borrow.
I'll be honest, I have not seen the movie. I've seen the trailer.
Oh.
I remember when it first came out. I was like, nah.
You know what? Which
Ricky.
one did go bomb? The one that was pretty dope was the Mario Bros. Movie.
Okay, let's not get in that conversation.
Oh yeah.
Let's not get in that conversation. Let's not get in
All
that
right, we can
conversation.
go on and on about that. All right, go ahead.
Okay.
We will come back to that conversation later. Maybe after this.
Okay, I'll say this. I did not expect to wake up on a Monday morning and find out this.
Keep going.
Anyways, and not expect something this big to happen.
Right.
All that stuff.
And why is it a huge thing though?
So the thing is for the fact it's like, let me finish the thing. I woke up 8:30. This broke, I want to say 7 in the morning probably. All I know is I got my phone. I go into Twitter as I do, just look at some stuff, and I see something that like off the blink of my eye because I'm still like waking up, and I'm like, what the hell? Is this what I think it says? And I look it up and I go to the actual like site and all that stuff, find it, and lo and behold, Microsoft has purchased Bethesda for a big chunk of money. And this is the reason why this is a big deal. Bethesda is a big third party publisher / developer. And of course the games you have spit out are very mainstream popular, such as Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, to name those 3 in particular, and all that stuff. And they are multi-platform games that come out on both Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. And then some of them have been out on Switch too. So it's the fact that it's like seeing something like this magnitude is very interesting, and seeing what will happen. I was literally like going through everything of possible to get more information on this, so that way I can figure out things and try to break this down as much as possible for people who don't understand this, meaning my 2 co-hosts. So first things first, yes, they are now part of Microsoft. They're part of Team Xbox and everything like that. That makes them, they're no longer pretty much a third-party developer or publisher. They're now a first-party and all that stuff, meaning all this stuff will be publishing through my Xbox and everything like that. The amount, what was it again? Doesn't say on the Xbox website, but it's like 7 point something billion, if I remember correctly.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Were they still making games before they were purchased?
Yes. So they just released it like a few Doom Eternal, which is the sequel to the 2016 hit, and all that stuff, which just came out this year. They are working on 2 games called Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. Now, and those 2 will be are interesting titles to know about once I get more further into the details. They have already announced that there will be a new Elder Scrolls game coming out later on. No set date or anything like that, but it is in development, and they announced a brand new game called Starfield, which everyone's really hyped about and all that stuff. So, pretty much these are, like I said, this isn't like small time. This ain't a small time thing. This is a really big deal and all that stuff. And then it's like people who play games and have played these games before and all that stuff and everything should pay attention to this, because it'll let you know what could happen of this.
Right.
Does it mean all these games are going to Xbox? not necessarily.
So they can be played on both consoles.
So
correct.
So what as I mentioned earlier, two of the games that I mentioned that are coming out pretty soon, Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo. Those are set to come out next year if I remember correctly. Now with those games in particularly, those are actually timed exclusive to the to PS5 and all that stuff. So they're coming to PlayStation 5 first. And particularly now they're time exclusive. Now what that means is for a set period of time, whether it be 3 months, 6 months to a year, they're releasing on a specific platform. Then once that time is done, it can be released on a different platform. Microsoft has already talked about they are abiding to that agreement, so they're still going to be on PlayStation first, and all that stuff when they're originally released, and then later on it'll come to Xbox, PC, and all that stuff. The two new games that are I also talked about but don't have that are in development, the next Elder Scrolls and Starfield, they have never actually announced a platform for it and all that stuff, and don't know when that will happen to it and all that stuff for it. So it can be strictly to console exclusive. It can go to both platforms for that and all that stuff. But there's no telling of when that happens. Now they've also talked about any future games that are coming out from within that company will go by a case-by-case basis. If it's going to be an exclusive to just Xbox, or they're going to plan on make it multi-platform and all that stuff. The other thing about it with this, do expect this to be a big deal. Now, those who don't know, why is this another big deal? Game Pass and all that stuff. Now, there are already 5 games from this company that are already on Game Pass. That are already on Game Pass, and it's another list of other games that are coming out that most likely are going to come to Game Pass in the coming months when this deal goes through and everything like that. But they did say of any games coming out in the future, such as the next Elder Scrolls, Starfield, maybe the next Fallout, and all for that. So I mean, whenever Deathloop and Ghostwire come out to Xbox, those will be on Game Pass day one. So your Game Pass subscription just got a lot more valuable in a way, because not only is that you're getting these games, there's also the Doom games. There are the Wolfenstein games, which are pretty good, which are amazing games also. There's the series called Dishonored, which had 2 games out. Those are really good games and all that stuff. And the thing about them, these are single player based games. These are not games that have a multiplayer component to it whatsoever and all that stuff, with the exception of 2 of them, which is Fallout 76 and the Elder Scrolls Online, which are more online multiplayer based games, and everything. And this, it's gonna make it. The big thing about it. This is announced the day before, as we're recording this. Recording this on a Monday, and then Tuesday is when pre-orders begin for the new Xboxes. So that right there is just telling you this was smart strategies right here. 500 IQ plays right here,
1000
and all that stuff. And it's gonna get customers to be who are actually into these games and all that stuff. I'm gonna get Game Pass. This is coming with it. I'm gonna get these games and all that stuff and everything like that. Now, like I said, there's already 5 games already in Game Pass. There's everything else is most likely gonna probably get added into Game Pass probably in the next coming months before launch of the new consoles and everything like that. And then, like I said, future title games will come to Game Pass day one. I think it's a very exciting deal. I'm interested to see what will happen to these future games if they become exclusives and all that stuff. Because honestly, if they decide to put these on both consoles, Xbox gets the better end out of it no matter what, because they get the money for it and all that stuff. But other than that, I think that's all I had. And all this stuff. I think the one thing what's interesting about this, though, what they brought up is as of today, there's a total of 15 million subscribers to Game Pass. That is a 5 million increase because the last time when they hit 10 million back in April this year. So that's a 5 million increase in a short period of time. And all that stuff for that. So, and then you look at that, like, you're going to get probably new customers coming into Xbox. They're probably going to, hopefully they'll probably do a whole, like, get a free 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate if you buy a new console. If those who don't do the All Access program, which already comes with, which is going to come with 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate for the financing stuff, and then people are going to see this amazing catalog of games and all that stuff, including these Bethesda titles, and it's going to be it's game changer, I believe.
Yeah, 100% agree with what you're saying. And I didn't really know Doom and all these other games had a huge fan base like that. So I didn't know. I mean, I don't really hear anybody talk about these kind of games today. So it surprised me knowing that there's a lot of fans with, for these certain games. And so I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a huge fan of these games, honestly. I mean, I'll still play them, whether you have the Game Pass. And, with the Game Pass, of course, you can have the luxury of playing these games. What do you think this is going to do to the PS5s, and how they're looking like? You think this will kind of hinder their sales, or you think they're going to be just fine?
Honestly, like I said, it all just depends on what they decide to do with the future titles that are coming out. Minus Deathloop and Ghostwire and all that stuff, because those, like I said, those two are already time exclusive to the PS5, so they have those to commit to get those done, and then it's more of these like I said, Elder Scrolls and Starfield. Like I said, those are games that are already in production right now and getting set and all that stuff are planned to come to next gen consoles, but they don't have specific. They never announced like what exactly of what they're coming to and all that stuff. So this gives them the opportunity. This gives Microsoft an opportunity to have a big exclusive from within this company, whether that be right. Starfield or Elder Scrolls and all that stuff. I can believe it more of it going to Starfield than Elder Scrolls. If they do this whole trial case by case basis with these games, I can see they do decide to put Elder Scrolls as a multi-platform game, but they keep Starfield as their big exclusive. So that way it gives them a billion. It really, like I said, this is like, it only hurts PlayStation just based off what could happen or what Microsoft does with these games. And also Sony doesn't have that much of a big thing to deal with as much because they have their own big single player story games and all that stuff, such as like Horizon God of War next year and all that stuff. But the thing is like, the one thing I keep hearing about is like, how is Sony going to retaliate? Will they buy a big company? I don't think so, because Sony doesn't have the kind of money that Microsoft has. If you're looking at the bigger picture of the companies, between the two companies, not just Xbox and PlayStation, but as Microsoft and Sony and all that stuff. The fact that Microsoft is just willing to spend $7 billion for this collection and these developers, development teams and all that stuff. I don't know if Sony can pull that kind of trigger for something that big and all that stuff. So it's like, right. It's going to be.
You don't think they'll come out with any more exclusive for their sales?
It just depends. Like, this is a big like honestly, it's like you have to look at it to the fact of this is a big get from Microsoft. Microsoft is looking at this as a long-term thing. Mm-hmm. And this is not just about, in all honesty, it's not about exclusive. It's about being able to play games anywhere and all that stuff. For the fact that it's like, I'm gonna have the opportunity of diving back into Dishonored, because I never got to finish that game, and I'll probably get to play that. I'm probably gonna play that either on my console or even on my phone, since now cloud gaming is a thing now. for that stuff, and it's just like that's a nice opportunity to play these games again and all that stuff.
You think these games are going to be added to the Xstream, to Xbox's stream?
Well, they are. Well, they're now first party. They're now first parties. So, and then Microsoft stated when Game Pass got announced, when Game Pass was still growing within its first year, they made the decision of all their first party titles that are developed within their company, within those game studios, will launch same day on console. And I mean, like, if you're paying it retail price for it, and it's gonna be on Game Pass on day one for that game. So, like I said, and like I mentioned, like every future Bethesda titles on day one will be on Game Pass and all that stuff. And they've already mentioned it's gonna be for both. They said console and PC, for Game Pass. There's possibly a chance of them. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. There's most likely a chance that it's going to end up on the cloud streaming service and all that stuff. They'll probably that's just more of like technology stuff. That's probably going to get that looked into. Like I said, 5 of those games within Bethesda itself are already on Game Pass. So like I said, I believe that probably leading up more into the release of the Series X and Series S, we're gonna get more of the games probably added back in. Doom used to be on Game Pass for console, and then it got removed. Mm-hmm. So I can believe that's gonna come back soon and all that stuff, and we're probably gonna and all that stuff. So that, and I'm excited for that. I was playing Doom because of Game Pass, and I was enjoying every minute of it. It's like this isn't. Like I said, this isn't. I don't. As much as people say this, this is about exclusives for Xbox, and that's a yes and no. That's like 50-50 in all honesty, but I don't believe that whatsoever and all that stuff. Like, right. my get is for the fact that I believe the next Elder Scrolls 6 is what is calling it currently. There's no name to it yet. That's going to be multi-platform. That is coming to PS5 and all that stuff along with Xbox. It's just that and it's like, because like it's looking at this. Are you willing to pay $70? Because most likely all these games are going to be $70 now this next generation. $70 on the PS5 when you can have it day one on Game Pass if you already have an Xbox and all that stuff. Because you're already paying for the service and all that stuff for that $15 a month for Ultimate,
right?
And all that stuff, and you're gonna get Elder Scrolls 6 already within that subscription service and all that stuff. When it comes again, paying $70 and all that stuff, and it's just like,
you think PlayStation might kind of like do something of their own, kind of like Play Pass. We know they already have one already, but like not at the the content that Xbox is doing. So you think they might come out with something of their own to kind of like bring up their stuff? Because right now Microsoft is killing it. Like, they're really killing it.
In all honesty, if Sony was, it should have happened like earlier this year. Stuff. Like, that should happen.
Why don't you think Sony is not like putting out a huge front like Xbox is? Because Xbox is making big moves, but it seems like PS5 is just trying to like.
Well, yeah, you have to look at it from the current generation we're in with consoles. PS4 is leading it all the way and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Is beating Xbox into the dust and everything like that, and that forced Microsoft Xbox hand to do totally different strategies and all that stuff, and which Game Pass came out of and all that stuff and everything like that. When Game Pass first got announced, of course people were sounding iffy about it and all that stuff, because like, who would pay $10 down? Nobody thought like paying $10 a month at that time and all that stuff would for a selection of 100 games and all that stuff. And it's not like, and then like nobody would think like you would see big titles in Game Pass and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And also nobody would think that would work or believe that would happen or see that in there. Then they decide to put in their first party titles in and all that stuff to make sure to add more incentive into it, so which is pretty cool because that same year Gears 5 was coming out when that got announced and all that stuff. So the fact that you get to play Gears 5 for $10 a month, you had the opportunity of getting to play Gears 5 at launch, day one, and it's the Ultimate Edition also, which gives you the extra content for that. That means something right there. That means something there. And then like we're seeing like other big titles. Devil May Cry 5. We saw Bethesda titles were coming in, like Fallout 4 was getting added on there. Doom was getting added on there. As of right now, like for Game Pass, there's like a ton of good options on there right now, and all that stuff, and everything. And then now for the fact that it's like we're now coming into this new generation, and what we're seeing of what's coming from Microsoft within their publishing game studios and all that stuff. We got Halo Infinite next year. We have the next Forza Motorsports and all that stuff. We have Avowal, this brand new role-playing game that's coming out pretty soon. The next Fable in the future that's coming out and all that stuff. And then now you have this very well-known third-party publisher that's now part of this company, that's now part of Xbox, that is bringing you titles such as the Elder Scrolls, Elder Scrolls franchise, the Fallout franchise, the Doom franchise. You get two Dishonored franchise and all games and all that stuff, with a bunch of other titles and all that stuff. And then on top of that, now when you have Game Pass Ultimate, that's going to come with it. You get cloud services and all that stuff. And then pretty soon in the holidays, you will now get EA Play, which is EA's like own version of Game Pass in a way, where it gives you 10-hour trials of brand new games that are coming out and all that stuff. And that's the full game itself. And then they have what is called the Vault, which is a bunch of their games that get released, that will come added to the service after like an 8 to 12 month period of it being released and all that stuff. So the fact that, like I said, for $15 a month, you are now, as of now, or when it fully develops, come into next generation, the new generation, and all that stuff, you are getting a selection of already games that are coming out that came out for the Xbox One. You are getting these future titles for the Series X. And all that stuff, such as Halo Infinite, the next Fable, the next Forza, Avowal, the next Gears when that comes out and all that stuff, and for that stuff and everything like that. You get a bunch within Game Pass Ultimate itself. You get a bunch of PC games that are coming out and that are within that service too, and all that stuff. And then, like I mentioned, the cloud service. Now EA Play with all EA games and all that stuff, with big ones such as like the Star Wars Battlefront games. You get all the Battlefield games and all that stuff. There's Dead Space trilogies on there and all that stuff via backwards compatibility and all that stuff. The Mass Effect trilogy via backwards compatibility and all that stuff. That's within the Vault and all that stuff. The ability to play new EA games for 10-hour trials and all that stuff, to give you to add that incentive of being able to try the game out before release and all that stuff, to make sure if you want to play this game, and along with discounts on EA DLC and games and all that stuff and everything like that. On top of that, games discount on games for EA. For within Game Pass and all that stuff. If you want to get like DLC and stuff like that. Hell, freaking Destiny 2 expansions are part of Game Pass starting this past Tuesday. Because I'm saying it like this is out on Wednesday and all that stuff, including the next one. Including the next one just coming out in November. And all that stuff. That's part of Game Pass. And then now you are, like I just mentioned, you are now getting Elder Scrolls, Doom, Fallout. The list goes on within that company itself and all that stuff. All that for $15 a month. And all that
So
stuff.
you think this is gonna save basically Xbox and like
it's already
Triumph?
It's already doing it for them. It's like literally everything was set up for when this next console launches,
right,
and all that stuff. This is all just to get set up for this, and look, and it's
exactly,
and it just makes it makes getting either the Series X or the Series S that much nice to have, and all that stuff.
Right. So what about you, Manny? I know you've been a PS fan, and what do you think? What do you think about the exclusive content that's being released from Xbox? Do you think PS5 is still going to triumph in the year? Pull out
I feel like it's going to be reversed from this generation.
What do you feel? What'd you say? Say it again.
So I feel like it's going to be reversed in this generation. So not as in sales, because I don't really know about sales and stuff, but I feel like PlayStation 4 had a really bomb early game, and
Mm-hmm.
Xbox had more of a late game. You know what I mean? Like they started killing it later on in their production year with introduction of Game Pass and all these different things. I feel like it's gonna probably reverse this year because of the fact of Xbox already having these set down. I feel like it's gonna force Sony to do something for their PlayStation 5, possibly PlayStation 6. I feel like it's gonna force their hand. You know what I mean?
Okay. As a PS fan, do you feel that what Xbox is putting out, will that kind of prompt you to want to or desire to buy an Xbox?
Does it want me, as in instead of buying the 4, or just in general?
No, instead of buying the 5 right now, and seeing that the Xbox is coming out tomorrow, like
Pre-orders.
with all the content that's
Uh,
coming out,
the
what do
only
you?
thing that makes me actually want to buy the PS5, I mean the Xbox before I buy the PS5, to be honest, 'cause I'm getting both, would be uh easiness on how to get it. Depending on how the pre-orders go, if it's not as chaotic, nothing's as chaotic as PS5, but um, if it's easier to get and pre-order than the PS5 was, I'll get it just because it's just easier. But if it's somewhat the same, I'm just gonna wait for the 5. To be honest,
Okay.
yeah,
Bottom
it's
line,
more of on accessibility right now. Like
right.
which one's the easiest to access? Which one, you know what I mean? Can you maintain?
Do you guys
Which one is
both
easier to buy?
right? Do
Yeah.
you guys both think that the Xbox One X Series and the digital version, you think they're gonna sell out as quick as the PS5s did?
I think
Or you
the
think it
S.
might have a chance?
I think the S
I
will.
don't know the specs. Yeah,
I
I don't
think
know the specs on the
the S
digital.
will. The S will.
Right.
Because like here's the thing. Here's the thing about the S. It's literally almost the same specs as the X. The only thing is like the only difference is more like CPU stuff and everything like that. But the thing is also
I think even the quality of it, I think it doesn't support 8K, I think,
it
right?
doesn't go up to it doesn't do true 4K and goes up. It doesn't do all that. It only goes up to 1440p, which is the on stuff. But at that same time, the actual specs are even somewhat higher, better than the PlayStation 5. From what I heard, I don't know. I gotta double check that. And all stuff.
I know that.
Though the digital edition is the same as the disc version, and this is just no disc drive, and they have the same specs, and it does true 4K. But at the same time, though, when you see that, here's the thing: when you see that $299 price tag and all that stuff, most people are gonna buy, someone's gonna go and say they're online shopping because we're taking COVID times right now and all that stuff, and they see between these consoles, they're gonna look at that $299 price and all that stuff,
They're gonna buy that.
and they're gonna go get that because they're not gonna care. If the most average person and all that stuff is not gonna care about 4K and all this other stuff and all that stuff that most of it that us, or me particularly, do and all that stuff and all that stuff, and everything like that. Like me, I want the X because I want the 4K. I want that 4K. I want that future proof stuff when 8K becomes a thing. The 120 frames per second and all that stuff for games that are hopefully provide that stuff with it and all and everything like that. Little Timmy's mother is only gonna see the $299 price and be like, that's what you're getting and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean,
Little
you're the
Jeff, you
parent.
never get the good one.
And all that
Exactly.
stuff.
So
Like but that's the
Which
thing though.
makes sense.
But the thing is like though it's $299, it's not. This is no downgrade. In all honesty,
Not really.
it's really
Yeah.
not a. It's really not a downgrade at all, and all that stuff. Like you're still like the S is still you're only getting 1440p, but you're still gonna get the 120 frames per second up to 100 frames per second depending on the game. You're still gonna get the faster load times and all that stuff and everything like that. You are still gonna have the ability if you had if you had an Xbox One previously and all that stuff. All those games you got digitally and all that stuff can play on the Series S and everything like that and all that stuff. If you already have Game Pass, those games will be on the Series S also and everything like that. The only thing you have to worry about, like I said, is two things really. The resolution, which is 1440p, which no one's going to trip about most likely, and all that stuff, and then it's half the hard drive space and all that stuff. That's the only other thing and all that stuff. That is the only thing. But then again, little Timmy is probably most likely playing only Fortnite and and Warzone, also, and all that stuff.
Apex.
Free to play games
Pushing it. That's pushing it.
and all that stuff.
Right.
Anyways, I'm thinking those two because those two are still crossplay. Apex is not crossplay yet. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
And all that stuff. That's
Well, that's pushing it. That's what I said, pushing it.
When you guys finally get your consoles in your hands and you're ready to play, what game are you guys gonna play first?
Assassin's Creed.
If I get Xbox, probably Gears 5. If I get
And why is
PlayStation,
that? Why Assassin's Creed so quickly?
Because it launches the same day as the console.
Okay.
And
I
it's
was
Va-
looking for like if
it's-
it's favoritism or something.
It's Valhalla. It's Vikings. I mean, come on. This is what I've been waiting. This is the one Assassin's Creed game I've been waiting for. Vikings, other than samurais and all that stuff, I'm still waiting for that samurai style Assassin's Creed game and everything like
If
that.
that comes out, oh yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah,
if that's the next Assassin's Creed, I'm all on that one too. But the
would you
fact that
settle for ninjas?
it's the same thing. But either one,
No, it's not.
they're in the same vicinity in a source and all that stuff. In a way, like ninjas and samurais. If it's ninjas and samurais,
No, isn't ninjas Chinese, samurais Japanese?
No, ninjas and samurais are Japanese.
it doesn't.
That-
It,
Oh.
let's. I'm just saying, samurai style, Assassin's Creed, and all that stuff. I can probably get that with Ghost of Tsushima on the PlayStation 4, but I don't have a PlayStation. I don't have a PlayStation 4 and all that stuff. And then I don't know if that's backwards compatibility on PS5 though, because they haven't said anything about it and all that stuff and everything. And then I just found out, and I also just found out that the PS5 remastered of Spider-Man will not carry my save over, and I'm like, what the hell, and all that stuff. Like, come on, I literally have to finish the DLCs to finish that game, and I can't carry my save over. You're killing me, Smalls, and everything. Anyways, yeah, Valhalla's day one, and then 3 days later, Call of Duty.
Nice.
Oh, so
And you, Manny, you said Gears of War 5.
For the Xbox and for the PlayStation, it would be Spider-Man.
Okay, nice. Ricky or Manny, either you guys can answer or both. For the audience, will you guys do maybe a mini unboxing from the both of you? You guys get your consoles.
if this video gets 50 likes, then we'll think about it.
You think
Okay,
about it?
that's good. No, that's good. That's good.
What's a for sure? Like I'm doing the unboxing.
I said if this video.
120K likes is the for sure unboxing.
Okay, be realistic, Manny. Don't be realistic.
100 likes is for sure. 100 is for sure. 50 is we'll talk about it.
Oh, okay, no.
That's pretty
Well,
realistic. That's pretty realistic.
Okay, if this
it's
no,
not.
if this video gets 50 likes, we'll do an unboxing video. There.
Okay.
All right, sounds good to me. Well,
From all three of us or just one?
Well, both of you. Doesn't matter.
You ain't gonna
Yeah.
get?
I mean, if I get it, I get it. But I'm
Uh,
I
man's
don't.
broke right now.
Here's the Manny. The only reason why he's selling us because like I'm most likely getting the Xbox. You're most likely getting the PS5. So of course he's gonna leave himself out because we're already gonna have one or the other.
that's true.
Yeah.
He's like Nintendo Switch 2.
You always say that. I always believe you though, but I don't think they're making that. I'm not gonna say it. Whatever.
I
I'm not
think
gonna say
they
it.
are.
I'm not gonna go into that conversation. But
Yeah, that's another conversation.
any last thoughts about what just happened? What do you guys? Anything you else feel about that topic?
I don't play those games hard enough to like actually like worried or like they go to exclusives. Like if they go to exclusives, you know what I mean? But it's cool. It's a smart decision as a business standpoint. Pretty smart for Microsoft.
Okay. Manny. Sorry, Ricky.
I was like, what?
My bad.
As I mentioned, this is probably one of the biggest deals happening in gaming since Activision and Blizzard merged and everything. But like I said, this is a smart play from Microsoft. Like honestly, this is not something that just happened so quickly. This took its time to get everything settled and all that stuff for this to happen. I'm excited to see. I'm excited the fact that I get to play these games again, or finish them at least, because I never got to finish most of these games. And all that stuff. Like, have you playing Skyrim is it's a very long game.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
I've heard like 2 levels from Skyrim.
I don't even know if you call them levels.
2 missions, quests.
No, stuff. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited because finally I've probably if Skyrim gets in there, I'll probably jump into that again. I'll finally get to finish Doom. Finally get to finish Wolfenstein. Dishonored. Like, there's a lot of games in there that I never got to finish and all that stuff. And that for them most likely they're gonna be added into Game Pass. It's gonna be probably gonna be stuck playing a lot of games for a while.
Ricky, so I haven't looked really at the Game Pass thing. Is Maximum Overdrive? Not Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive, is that on the Game Pass?
For console, I know for sure.
Okay, because I never got to play the game. Really awesome. That's just.
It's the one. It's the one Xbox exclusive that deserves a sequel. In all honesty, I played it and beat it.
It really does. I thought it was. I seen gameplay. That's what. Like, I seen gameplay of the whole game, and it looked dope to me. I liked the concept and stuff.
It came out during a dark time, so
yeah.
Xbox thing, and then plus
that was like at the beginning of the Xbox launch, right?
Yeah, like it's the second year. And then what's crazy, and what's crazy, the developer is now got bought by Sony.
Whoa, we're gonna see it.
So
that'd be weird. Sunset Overdrive 2 on the PS5. It's like you can get number 1 exclusive to Xbox, but you can get number 2 exclusive.
I think Microsoft owns the IP, so I don't. And also, so if they did decide to do a sequel, it would go to a different developer. I don't remember for sure though if they do have the IP, because if Insomniac, which is the developer that made it, which made, of course, Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man. If they do have the IP, I can't see it. I don't know how. I can't understand how a sequel will be on a PlayStation console. In all honesty.
Yeah, that'd be weird. The first one is only on Xbox, but the sequel is only on PlayStation.
Sunset Overdrive 2 on PlayStation 5. I'm like, wait, what?
Everybody's like, what is number 1? It's only on Xbox. That don't make sense.
Unless some miraculous deal happens where it does get re-released on PS5.
Dude, that'd be.
And I'm just gonna be like, okay. No, so I might replay that game now.
That game was dope. I never got to play it. That's the one cool game that I never.
It's highly recommended.
Yeah. Moving on. One of our next topics is if you're a fighting fan, then you should be looking forward to September 25th, which is going to be UFC 253, and is going to feature the main card is going to be with Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa. Now, this fight has been brewing for a while now, and as a fan, it's something I've been wanting to see for a very long time. Manny or Ricky, have you guys followed up on any of the UFC fights or the beef that's between these two fighters? Have you guys looked at that at all?
This is happening in Fight Island.
Yes, Fight Island is happening on Fight Island.
It's happening on Fight. Wow, I kid you not. I was going to.
She didn't get into the airport.
Anyways, I'm trying to talk right now.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, what I was gonna say is I was going through I was trying to get to the fight card to look at it, and then I thought I was on the card because I saw the main one, and I'm going through the list. And I see Khabib on it. I'm like, wait, Khabib's on this card? But then I looked at it again. It was going through the different events. I was like, oh, this is a different event. Like Khabib's Khabib's in a different one. All that stuff. Okay. So I was looking at the wrong war. Oh, side note, I'm sorry. I have to say this because I want to get this out the way. So, with these fights, you have to get them through ESPN Plus, right? All that stuff.
Yeah.
And everything. So, remember the whole discussions we talked about how Mulan, how it's like you're paying $70.99 for Disney Plus, and then on top of it, additional $30 for the movie.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You do realize you're paying an additional $5. I think they raised the price though. I could be wrong. You're paying $5 for the ESPN Plus service, and then you're paying an additional $60. I think it's 60, right? Is it still 60? And everything.
Yeah.
And you're paying
50,
and you're paying additional 60 for a fight and all that stuff.
It's different though.
No. You can't say that's different. You cannot say that's different and all that stuff.
It's a pay-per-view fight.
No.
I see it's different. Sports are different to me.
You can't. No, but I'm not saying
it's really different.
I know it's different, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying from the pay structure of that, how that works. Because here's the thing: you're paying $60 for a live event, which I can understand, and all that stuff and everything like that. But you're paying $30 to get early access to a movie that stays on the service and all that stuff. I don't think they do replays on anymore and all that stuff, unless it's for that weekend.
No.
And all that stuff and everything,
or
if it stays after that. So it's like you're paying.
But then people don't really rewatch fights like that.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think people do. And all that stuff.
Well, yeah, when they come out on YouTube, when they give like free fights, then yeah, I'll watch them.
And all that stuff. Like I think people do where you're at. I'm just saying. I'm not comparing the two. In all honesty, I kind of am in a way.
A little bit.
And all that stuff. But I'm just saying, like, if someone complained about paying $30 for Mulan, and they're that same person that's going to pay $60 for a fight, for a one-night fight, and all that stuff, and everything. And then I only know one fight in this whole card, because I did look through the whole card, and all that stuff. I'm just saying. Like, that's kind of iffy, in my opinion. I'm just saying.
I get I get what you're saying, but it's just that people that love fighting, they're going to be like, no, it's a great thing. Like, I don't really care. But people that love movies and Disney, they're going to be like, it's not a big deal.
Is it really, though? Because you have to
pay? You know what I mean?
Is it really, though? Because you're paying us for a subscription service, and on top of that, another amount of money just to get that service, just to get that one thing. And you're probably you're only going to watch most likely that one fight and all stuff, because some people are like that.
True.
And all that stuff.
But most of the people that I see that I'm with, that when we watch it, is like it's a bunch of us, and I will just pitch in, so it's not that expensive.
No, and like I said,
we'll just have like a big party, so like it's not really like that whole amount. You know what I mean?
No, and I get that. I'm just saying. Like, people do their own. Yeah, Manny, I totally understand that and all that stuff and everything. Like, hell, we did that one time and all that stuff, and everything like that when we pitched in for that one fight and all that stuff. Yeah. And I'm just saying, it's just like noticing that, because like I was just like, huh.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm
not saying I'm against it. I'm not saying I just found it I like kind of obvious, like the fact that like Disney's already been doing this and all that stuff this whole time with UFC fights with the ESPN Plus and all that stuff. And it's like people get up in the coop. People are getting up in the coop for Mulan and all that stuff. When you're paying half the price, in all honesty, and you get to keep, but you're keeping the movie and all that stuff. But for the replay value. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm done.
No, yeah.
Let's move on.
I'm done.
All right.
Speaking of the Nate Diaz fight, you heard about the what?
I don't care.
Kobe said. He said.
Who?
There was rumors. I forgot what interview he said. Was like supposedly Diaz is supposed to return. He's like, I'll end his career like I did to Woodley.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Who said that? Who said that to him?
Kobe Covington.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see that fight, by the way? He whooped that ass.
No, I didn't watch the fight because I don't care as much.
Dude, he's a bum.
I don't care about I didn't care about that fight and all that stuff in general.
Right. Are you even interested in this fight, Ricky?
The Israel one, if it was honestly, it's like I think I've grown to the fact of like, because I don't get me wrong, I like UFC, but I think I've grown to that point of I only care about big fights now and all that stuff. And this one,
a pretty big fight.
I'm not saying it, and I'm not saying it is. It's a title fight. I just like, I don't know I know Israel. I don't know a damn thing about Costa. That's the thing.
Right. No, and I think that's the thing though.
Dude,
It's
that's the one thing. He's so underlooked, dude.
Oh, stuff.
true. I did not know anything about Paulo Costa until
Really?
Israel Adesanya. No, yeah. Well, I did hear, but I didn't watch his Yoel Romero fight. I heard about
Until it was
it.
free.
No, yeah. Basically, when I
Uh,
finally watched it, I was like, man, who is this guy? And then I started researching. I was like, dang, this dude really, this guy's really bad, you
yeah.
know. And
So,
Israel Adesanya still really started revving up the beef between them by calling them out, and then they
of
start calling
course,
out each other, and then they had like this huge beef. I was like, whoa! I was like, okay, like this huge 185-pound dude. I don't even know how he's 185 being that cut, and then Israel Adesanya being the champion. It's just I love this. It's rare when you see fighters like go head to head like that, not just in the cage, but like even like talking trash. I haven't heard like a good animosity beef since like Nate and McGregor. That's what I'm saying.
those are facts. Not gonna
So
lie.
so
Because
yeah,
okay, so they're both undefeated. Israel's 19-0, Costa's 12-0. Uh, Costa has a 12-fight win streak. 11 of his wins were by knockout. Uh, let's see here. His last fight was Romero, August of last year. Dang it, he hasn't fought in a year.
yeah, it's been a while.
I swear, contenders, how contenders get their title fights is weird in the UFC sometimes.
Well, I mean, but the thing
Yeah,
is, if you look at it, I don't think Costas even had a title fight. I mean,
I know that, but that's the thing. That's where I'm getting at. It's like, okay, so look, who has he fought? Honestly, okay, so he bet
should
Romero, dude. So check this out. His last fight was Romero was August of last year. His last fight was a year before that, July 2018 against Hall. Uriah Hall, and all that stuff. His fight before that was in November of 2017 against Hendricks and all that stuff.
dang.
Yeah, he had the last time he fought multiple times in 1 year was in 2017.
Okay, see, this is why like I never really heard about it because he wasn't really active until the Romero fight. Then I was like, oh, who's this kid?
And
I
that's
don't know
why
how old he is anyway.
and that's why it strikes me. That's why it kind of like strikes me for the fact that it's like he hasn't fought in a year and all that stuff. And his next fight is a title fight and all that stuff.
Right. And I think it's because they give him the title fight because they created like this animosity towards each other. Now everybody's like, oh, he's talking trash, like, you know? And it's
yeah.
just like that's how the way it goes. For me, I feel like I don't want to compare the two, and you guys can say what you want, but like for me, I feel like McGregor does it very well. It's like a WWE style, like it's like business, like they'll talk trash and trying to sell the fight as much as they can and to get views, and basically like that's how Israel did it. Israel Adesanya kind of like started doing that, and then that's how everybody started like, whoa, like there's bad blood, that means a good classic fight. So, with that being said, like that's how Paulo Costa started like becoming a little more known. Well, very well known now because of it. So I'm really interested in the fight. Okay, Manny, we lost you.
He'll come back.
That happens. Yeah, that happens. With this fight, uh, two very different styles. Paulo Costa is very much a person that will stalk down his opponents and throw bombs. Israel Adesanya is a very different fighter. He's the one that would keep a distance and pick you apart. And when he sees he has like an advantage on top of you, then he goes in for the kill. Israel Adesanya very much has a very good precision striking. I will not take that from him, but Paulo Costa has like that one hitter quitter that can put you to sleep. So I hope it doesn't turn into like a Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero where it was just kind of like tap tap back out, tap tap, walk around, hit back
That's what
out. Like
Yeah,
You know,
that's what Dana White says. He hopes it is that it's more of an aggressive fighting style.
right. And
Yeah.
in order to get it, and I talked to Manny about this before, but in order to get Israel Adesanya to fight, you're gonna have to stock down fighters like that. And if they say Paulo Costa has a good chin, as they say they do, then he can take a couple hits to kind of like throw his own. But hopefully, being a good fighter, you would kind of know how to, slip and weave out, to kind of avoid shots. With that being
Yeah.
said, Manny, I know that you're a fan of Costa. Like, what do you think is gonna play out? How do you think this fight is gonna? What do you think the outcome is gonna be?
Uh, well, I think he's gonna take a while for the first half is probably gonna be him kind of trying to feel him out because of the difference in the fighter, and I feel like more towards the end he'll be. What? Is he okay?
That makes more
Yeah.
sense now. No,
Ricky
I
like
was,
had a gas moment.
I was no, because I was like, what? I was literally trying to figure out like why the fact that it took him this took a year to fight and all that stuff, and then like I went through Israel's last fight. It was actually against Romero and all that stuff, and I'm thinking like, wait, why the would Romero fight him and all that stuff and everything like that? Originally, Costa was supposed to fight him back in March and all that stuff, but it looked like it was.
And he was at injury.
It was an
something like
injury.
that.
Yeah, it was an injury. Now that makes more sense. Now why this took so long. Okay, proceed.
Okay. Proceed. I want
I
that to
was
be my
interested.
ringtone. Proceed.
I was interested. I wanted to know more.
Yeah, I want that ringtone now. Just proceed. Anyways, I feel like the first half will be him kind of trying to like fill him out because of the difference in their like fighting style. But then I feel like more towards the end, then he'll start bringing the bombs because I feel like that's not the only chance per se. Is like, but I feel like the favor goes if the match ends and goes to judges. I feel like the favor is not Paulo's hands. To be honest,
Yeah, no, 100% no.
he's gonna have to knock him out or submit him.
Right. And you don't
That's
really
just
see
about his
much
only
of
chance.
Paulo. You don't really see much of Paulo's ground game.
You don't.
Nor
He's
is
more striking and kicking.
right. Nor Israel Adesanya. You don't really see him go to the ground. So,
But
what do you
then
think
here's
this
the
fight?
thing: could
Yeah,
Paulo
go
could have
ahead.
been working on his ground game? Because we haven't seen him, like Ricky said, in a year.
True.
He
So,
could have
what do
been
you think
working on his ground game.
But
We
do you,
don't know.
but you,
He's Brazilian,
It'd be
right?
smart if he
yeah,
was. Yes, he is.
yes.
And he has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, obviously.
He does.
And I believe he's kickboxing as well. I
It
want to say.
doesn't give me all that now, so I'm just
No.
Yeah.
where it's showing me.
But Israel Adesanya does not have no belts in BJJ, right?
No, I don't think so.
Don't know for sure.
Right. And so that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like I've never seen Israel Adesanya's ground game. If Paulo Costa can get him to the ground and keep him on the ground, then that'll be a very interesting fight to see what Izzy will do. I don't know. I feel like the fight for me is gonna be Israel very much gonna very much is gonna keep him at a distance. Like he does not want to squabble with Costa. That's a smart thing to do. That's a smart thing to do, and I don't blame him for it. You know, if you're a person that loves technical fights, then this is a fight for you. But if you're a fan that wants blood and throwing bombs, then this is not going to be a fight for you. But then I could be wrong. You know, it can be a scrap fight, and then we'll get to see these guys go into deep waters and see what they're really made out of, or we're going to see a very technical fight and Costa trying to take him down and Israel just avoiding his shots and keeping him at a certain, boundary. So it's going to be very interesting. Ricky, what are your thoughts? Are you going to try to see this fight? Are you interested in this fight? Or you don't really care?
It's not that I don't care. It's more the fact it's like I didn't pay attention. I don't pay attention to this as much as I used to.
Right.
And all that stuff. And then judging from listening to you guys and what I'm searching on the internet right now, like getting head to head, this is going to be a brawl fest.
A ball fest?
Brawl.
Oh,
Oh, ball fest! I like that. That's hilarious.
Brawl fest. Like I don't see. Like the thing is like, and I'm just going off the stats for what I'm seeing here and all that stuff and everything like that from what the fight, what they're saying. So like I said, I will go with so they have significant strikes. Landed per minute, Israel has a 3.96. Costa has an 8.83. Significant strikes. Costa has the advantage of 59% over Israel's 48. Absorb per minute. I don't know the actual definition of that, so someone might help me out. Needs to help me out with that. Israel is 2.4, and then Costa is 5.79. Defense. It looks like Israel has the advantage on that with 65% to Costa's 50%. Now it gets to grappling, and this is where it kind of gets a little interesting. So, takedown average per 15 minutes, both of them has 0. None of them has a takedown. None of them has a takedown accuracy. The takedown defense, Israel has an 86% to Costa's 81%. Now, submission average per 15 minutes, Israel has a 0.35, where Costa has nothing at all, and all that stuff. So
that's crazy.
So looking at, like I'm saying, like looking at this, like just looking at the statistics that I'm seeing here, the analytics, as they say, and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Like this is gonna look like a straight up slugfest, like punches galore and all that stuff, and everything.
Nice.
If there is some point of any technical things of takedowns, submissions, and all grappling of sorts, it is gonna be a bore fest. It's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because that's the thing. When you see a fight like this, you are expecting something like just punches thrown and everything like that. Not much technical at all. And all that stuff and everything like that. If there is some kind of technical stuff happening, you're already looking at a boring fight and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And that's just at the expectation of what this fight can be and all that stuff. Now, if you know for the fact that this person's gonna has a technical background to it and all that stuff, and there's a chance of him doing that stuff, then that's fine. But if there's nothing at all, like, let's hope that doesn't get to that. Let's hope it doesn't get to that.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what me and Manny agree on. Is like it can go 50-50. Either it's gonna be all out brawl fest, or it's gonna be a boring technical fight.
Well, I don't.
So
and
I'm hoping.
And that's why I don't see of Costa doing something more technical and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't. I'll be honest. I feel like Israel has something in his sleeve or something like that at least. And all that
right.
Stuff. I feel.
What do you mean by that?
Like he'll probably pull something of a technical, such as in a grapple hold or something like that, and probably give him into some kind of submission. And all that stuff.
Well, here's the thing though: isn't Israel a boxing style fighter, right?
He is more. I'll admit that.
Yeah,
and also.
Yeah,
if anybody's gonna do it, it's gonna be the person with Brazilian jiu-jitsu background. Yeah, I can't see a boxer trying to go after a takedown.
But then like what most fights have you seen that where the Brazilian jiu-jitsu actually does something like that? In all honesty, in my career, in my times of watching fights, barely seen it. No, stuff.
You don't watch Combate Americas.
I don't watch what?
Combate Americas.
No, I don't.
I don't know what the hell that is.
You don't know what that is? Dude, they always come to stock. You guys gotta come check it. Or go check it out.
I don't know. So, but then there's also the other thing. Israel, all of his wins have mostly been TKOs, a KO, and then decisions. That's all his fights. I was just about to pull up Acosta stuff and everything before.
To my knowledge, Acosta.
And all that stuff, just to get more information on it. Let's see here. There we go. Pull that. Interesting. Costa has one win by submission.
What year was that? 2013?
2016.
2001.
2016. 2016.
He was around since 2016.
This was before he was in UFC too. And all stuff. It was a rear naked choke on that submission too.
Ooh, pretty basic.
Yeah.
Pretty dope though. If you can get him in though, you're done. I mean, some people.
Oh yeah, of course. But I would like to see something. Well, I mean, if it's there, it's there. Yeah, he's winning.
It's like I said.
Dude, I love arm triangles, dude. I can't even lie.
It's more like I
Love me a
said.
good arm triangle.
Like I feel like this is gonna be more of a fight, more punches and kicks thrown and all that stuff. Like this is the worst thing I'm gonna fear. It's gonna be standoff most of the time and all that stuff because they're gonna both anticipate it and all that stuff. Because like especially when you have those two kind of fighters and all that stuff that are just mainly for strikes, we're most likely gonna get that shit. We're only gonna see that. We're gonna see that like probably with most of the time just them facing off each other and all that stuff and everything like that until like someone throws a punch or a kick and everything like that, and then it's gonna be like, oh no, and all that stuff. This could go, in all honesty, decision and all that stuff. Like
I'm telling you right now, if it goes decision, Costa's not winning. If it goes to decision.
Well, of course, because it's gonna favor Israel no matter what.
Yeah.
And everything, and all that stuff. So like I said, this is gonna be interesting. It seems like an interesting fight. I don't know. It's like I said. If it go decision, I won't be surprised if we get a knockout. It better be a nice clean one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Other
than this fight, what dream fight or fight you would love to see come next year, if it's even possible? I know John Jones still is training. I don't know if he's not with the UFC anymore.
Didn't he relinquish the lightweight title?
What was that?
Did he relinquish?
He vacate it. Yeah, he vacated it, and he's still planning on moving to heavyweight. Would you guys want to see a John Jones and Ngannou fight?
Who?
I think it'd be dope.
I hear that. Oh, Francis
Ngannou.
Huh?
Because
I don't know. Like, here's the thing about Jones. I don't know if I want to see him fight. I don't know if I want to see him fight ever again, honestly.
And why is that? Because of everything he's done, or
that? And when was the last time he actually fought? How long is it?
He fought Dominic Reyes.
How long ago was that?
Last time he fought.
Well, how long ago was that?
I don't think it was that long ago. Was it 2019?
I'm gonna look it up now just in case.
But that one he barely survived. He almost lost that one. And then after that fight, he was like, I basically cleaned out my division. I want to go to heavyweight. And then he wanted to fight Francis, and Francis was like, let's go. And I was like, ooh, that's a good fight. I would love to see that. I don't know about you, Manny. Would you like to see that fight?
I think we dope. It's not necessarily like a dream match for me, but I think I would watch it. It's really dope.
I would want to see Jorge Masvidal and Nate running back.
That would be dope. Would you want it to be BMF again?
No.
Okay, now here's the question I have. Was that just like a one-time thing, or are they going to actually defend the BMF title? I don't think they are. I'm just saying.
No, that's a one-time thing.
That was a one-time thing.
Because personally, I thought it was dumb going into it.
Oh, I think we all did.
I thought it was a dumb decision. Yeah. But, okay. I just had to get that confirmed. Because that's what I felt going into it. I was like, this is going to be like a one-time thing. And then I heard rumors after the fact that other people were challenging him for the title. And I was like, is it an official title, though? It's not. Like, you know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's not an official title. Why are you challenging him for it?
It's just that, a title. It's just a title.
Yeah, it's not a sanctioned title. So, but I personally thought the whole BMF title was dumb.
Oh, he fought this year.
Oh, okay.
It feels. I swear, COVID makes everything feel so much longer now.
I know, dude. But now since you've seen that he's fought this year, would you want to see him again fight next year?
Maybe.
Francis is a big dude.
Don't get me wrong,
big dude. And I would love to see John Jones, you know, because he's always saying he's the best of all time. Like, all right, you're the best of all time. If he beats Francis Ngannou, I would be like, John Jones is the beast. He's the lion. Like,
the other thing about that, though, is he willing to fight? Is he really willing to fight him? John Jones, I mean, John Jones willing to fight Francis.
Oh, well, is Francis willing to fight John Jones?
No, is Jones gonna want to do that? Does he want to do that? Does he think Francis is a committed opponent? Because we know how cocky that fool is when it comes to his opponents.
I mean, he's been talking a lot of trash on Twitter about fighting him, so I hope he talks it. You know, you talk it and you gotta walk it now. So I mean, what's the point of him going to heavyweight? You know, to face Daniel
My-
Cormier again? Like, come on, we don't want to see that again.
Well, Cormier retired, so
Oh, thank God.
I don't know.
That dude's getting old. He's a good fighter, but it's enough for him. But in my eyes, I would love to see that fight. I mean, for me, honestly, just to see that, like, because John Jones, I feel like is the greatest of all time. Aside from what he's done outside of UFC, but inside the cage, he to me is probably the greatest of all time. He has, you know, the most title defenses other than Anderson Silva. He's beaten all the greats, cleaned out his division, and there's been only 2 fights I've seen that's come close to him losing, which is Dominic Reyes and then also Gustafsson.
Yeah, the first fight. The first time
Yeah,
they
the
fought.
first fight. And so for me, that's only 2 times I've ever seen John Jones in a bad spot. Other than that, I haven't seen him in any kind of like bad spot. So yeah, I would want to see him to fight the biggest dude on the block, and that's Francis. And so it's just like if he beats Francis, you can't really debate like if he's not the greatest of all time.
But you think? But what if? And I don't know. But then again, this is UFC and this is Dana White. Sometimes, what if they just straight up just give him a title fight against Metro?
I think isn't Francis the title holder right now?
No, he's not.
Who is?
Strike. He just beat Cormier.
Oh, got you. I think.
Like in all honesty, I believe
everybody
that
would want to see. Yeah, I think everybody would want to see him fight Francis first, and then do the title bout.
Yeah, but this is John Jones we're talking about. Like, I will not be surprised if somehow out of the blue he just all of a sudden just like he wants the title because he wants to claim it now.
True, but this is a heavyweight division, so I mean, if they're wanting to defend it, you know, if John Jones takes it, you know, it shouldn't be. If it's that easy to take the title from somebody, then they're not really as tough as they say they are.
I mean, hell, but John Jones was gone, got his title vacated, came back and whooped Cormier to get it back. All that stuff.
Right.
Like I will not be surprised if they just straight up give him a title fight against Mitriok and Mitriok loses.
What would be your all-time dream fight? Like it doesn't matter if they're dead or not. What would be your all-time dream fight? Like
no matter weight class?
No matter what weight class, no matter nothing. What would it be?
I know this is way off topic for UFC, but this is kind of going into the boxing world. And I know it's going to probably open up a big old conversation.
I was just about to ask that question. Like, are we just strictly looking into UFC, or can we go to boxing?
Here we'll do this. We'll do strictly boxing and UFC. There's no nothing else. Nothing like the judo champion of the world.
No. What I meant by that was like, are we referring to like, is it just like
UFC?
Just UFC, or is it just UFC and boxing, or is it like, are you talking about like boxing versus a boxer versus a UFC fighter and all that stuff in particular?
Just in general, like your all-time dream match.
I don't think that answers my question, but okay.
And then he disappeared. He'll come back. I wonder if the audience is ever like, man, this was always dipping out.
Well, if they listen to the audio, they probably don't care.
Honestly, dude, the one fight I would love to see in boxing, I wish he hasn't retired. I would love to have seen Andre Ward and Mayweather fight.
Ooh.
That would have been a good fight. Andre Ward versus Mayweather.
What happened?
I would love to see Andre Ward fight Mayweather and Canelo if he didn't retire. In boxing.
Andre retired. I'm correct, right?
Andre Ward did retire.
Okay.
Yeah, he retired a long time ago. But if he was, because he retired undefeated, and that dude was really good. Remember Ricky? We saw him in Creed, the first one, where like he was like, anybody want to challenge me for my car? And then he's like, I will. And then me and you were like, we'll get out the ring. Like, he can have the car, bro. Like, he can take it, you know.
I
Because
was.
Andrew Ward's a bad dude,
I remember.
and
I remember watching
go ahead.
him when he was in the Olympics.
I've seen people use Mayweather defense tactics, and I've seen Andre Ward just go right through that like it was nothing. So I would love to have seen Andre Ward versus Canelo and Mayweather. That's boxing. Now for UFC, I would want to see McGregor fight Khabib and Nate Diaz again, and then I would love to see Jorge Masvidal fight Khabib, McGregor, and Nate Diaz. For me, I know because UFC is very limited. I know Justin Gaethje, that dude can fight. I would love to see him to fight Khabib as well. So those are probably my dream. Oh, of course, and John Jones and Francis. Other than that, those are my dream fights that I would love to see, and of course, what Andre Ward would have seen. What about you guys?
I would love to see, not because of like a certain reason. Mainly the reason is because they're my two favorite fighters. Would be Dan Severn and Nick Diaz. I think it'd be dope.
Okay.
That's just because of my favorite fighters, and I think it'd be dope to see each other.
Anything else? And what about boxing or anything else?
Boxing, I don't really have too much. I don't really watch like boxing as much as I do.
Okay. And what about you, Ricky? Any
Well-
dream fights in boxing, UFC?
Floyd McGregor too. No, I'm just
Hey,
No.
I remember when we watched that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Remember you watched that
I'm
at
not.
house?
I am not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. No, I would love to see a second one of that. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be honest about that because I was like, I really like it. Though he did get tired at the end, it did seem McGregor was holding his own a bit and all that stuff and everything. And I was like, oh, this could actually go and all that stuff. But then, like, I think it was 10th round, if I remember correctly.
10th round, you got knocked out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 10th round and everything like that. And I was like, props to him and all that. Because I enjoy McGregor more as a smack talker a lot. I really do. And everything. And though he has his moments and all that stuff, saying stuff he shouldn't say. And I literally was like enjoying that, even leading up to that fight. Like literally, I never bothered with press conferences at all and all that stuff. Everyone they did, because they did it around the world and all that stuff. I watched almost every single one of them. Because just hearing them talk was
Right.
was all about it.
Hearing
So-
Mayweather talk was like cringing. I was like,
Yeah,
stop talking.
but then again, it's like
you're not
you
good
would.
anymore.
But what's cool about it also is like you can like tell by the different fan groups between the two when they're talking
Oh,
in
yeah.
those press conferences and all that stuff. I was like, damn, this is.
Everybody
Awesome.
100% hated Mayweather. No. Like,
Well, no, it was like, but then again, it's like there was McGregor hate also and all that stuff too. Like you like when I was watching those press conferences, I was hearing those cheers from Mayweather also and all that stuff.
okay.
And all that stuff because like it's the fact that it's like it's McGregor and like people didn't think like people thought like he would be knocked out in the first 2 rounds and all that stuff and everything like that. Like he's all like, of course McGregor all talk as he is and all that stuff. Though when he's in the UFC, of course he backs it up all the time and also except for his recent fights and all that stuff. But and then the fact that he was able to the last 10 rounds and all that stuff, and it's just like gotta give the man some respect on that and all that stuff. And like I said, I would love to see it a second time again, and it's like even all that stuff. It's like that was like
That was a long time ago.
6 to 7. No, but the training, it's like 6 to 7
Oh.
months. I want to say. I think it was like 6 to 7 months they did, and all that stuff. I think and this is just me spitballing because I know for McGregor he would have to take. It would probably if he had like a couple more months, probably. He probably would have had. He probably could have lasted 12. But if he won or loses,
But he always had trouble with his stamina.
Oh,
Always,
yeah.
even if in the UFC.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
no, yeah, I believe that. That's why I said like it's fucking impressive that he lasted 10 rounds and all that stuff in boxing
Yeah.
and all that stuff. and everything like that. I would love to. Like that's what I'm saying. Like if there was a second fight, whether it be boxing again or even Mayweather steps in the octagon, and all that stuff, I would love to see it. And all that stuff.
Oh, that would be dope
And all
if
that
they
stuff.
did it reverse.
And all that stuff. That was
I don't know.
That was always the talk. That was always the talk after the fight. Like,
But the thing is, I feel like McGregor would win.
Oh yeah, of course. But it's just like I said, it's like I would love like the fact for me the reason why I was so interested into this fight and all that stuff, it was more the fact of like seeing McGregor actually in a boxing ring and see how it goes and all that stuff. The talk shit was just a bonus for me and all that stuff, in all honesty, and everything like that, and then the fact that's like there were talks of a second fight, but it was happening in the octagon. That would have been more interesting to see, just to see how Mayweather feathers.
I would have given Mayweather a lot of respect, even if he lost getting into the octagon.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, hey, you got the crap beat out of you, but I respect you for getting in.
Because as much as I despise,
but you did it good.
as much as I despise Mayweather and all that stuff, and I despise him and all that stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you despise against him?
Because he's that good?
I respect him as a fighter. Don't get me wrong. And all that stuff. I will say his last fights, though, have been boring as hell. Besides the McGregor.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah, true.
Besides the McGregor.
Dude, I was so disappointed with the Canelo one.
I think it was that one. I think I watched that one. And then it's like how he was just ducking and dodging most of the time. And all that stuff. And everything like that. And then, but he got in when he get his punches in. Or was it the Pacquiao fight? One of them.
They were both kind of boring.
Pacquiao was like, that one's still sour in my mouth.
That one, like it was that one. I think it was also Canelo. I think it was Canelo also. Like it was and all that stuff. And it was just like, bruh, like, what are you doing? Like,
I was disappointed with the.
I desperately want to see a Canelo and Golovkin 3. I really want that to happen so bad. I don't know if we're gonna get it.
Wait, Canelo and who?
And Golovkin, Triple G.
What is up with? I think it's one of them. I don't know. I forget what it's like. Something happened, and all stuff that they were supposed to fight, but then there was like some contract deals or something like that.
So right now in the boxing world, Canelo is suing De La Hoya and DAZN, and for a hell of a lot of money because apparently they said he can pick his opponents. But it seems like that didn't happen, and so he's pissed about it and suing them because he's supposed to pick his own opponents. And De La Hoya was like promising him, like, "Oh yeah, you'll pick your own opponents and whatever." But it seems like De La Hoya has been like scheming, and he's been kind of getting more of the lion's share of every fight he's been doing. So now even Ryan Garcia, who's in Golden Promotions, is even hating De La Hoya right now too because of what he's been doing. So it's a big thing right now. Like they're in the middle of like legal action right now.
Wasn't there a rumor that De La Hoya was supposed to get back in the ring?
With who?
I have no
anybody.
Idea. I think he's like I don't know. I don't know where I saw it and all that stuff. It just brought up. It just said like De La Hoya getting back into the ring, possibly getting back in the ring. I was like, no.
He trying to do a Mike Tyson thing again?
No, like Mike Tyson.
Hey, did you hear that? What didn't Mike Tyson fight a shark for Shark Week? Wasn't that the rumor? Right? Wasn't it like Mike Tyson fights a shark for Shark Week? I heard that. I forgot where.
I think it was just like a bit they were doing. I don't think that was gonna really happen.
Hey, knowing Mike Tyson, I can believe it. I can believe it if Mike. Yeah.
Are you guys going to tune in for the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight anyway?
Is that the one? Is that who he's fighting?
Yeah, Roy Jones. Yeah.
I might just to see if he still has it, which I don't think he does.
Well, it's not his age
much
because of their age. They are going to have sign waivers. It's not going to be 12 rounds.
Oh
It's going to be like with protective gear on because they're.
Oh, it's got protective gear.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
done.
more like an exhibition fight.
I'm done.
It's not like 20-year-olds.
I'm done. I think without protective gear, I think Tyson can still fight.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Even without the protective gear, and also protective gear. I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna watch it. If it wasn't, I probably would have.
They're both like what? They're both like 60 now, 50, almost getting 60.
Tyson's that like somewhere right there, I think. Jones is
Even
Holy-
even Evander Holyfield's training right now to get back in the ring. I was
Hey,
like,
it's a renaissance.
Always.
It's a
but
renaissance of sorts.
but it's amazing to see that these old fighters still have their boxing bodies, and they're even looking better than normal. So I was just like, what the hell are they taking? Because it can't be steroids because they're gonna drug test them. So I don't know if it's just crazy genetics or they're just like
Maybe
eating really good
testosterone.
and being smart.
Mm.
No, because that still will be in a drug test.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It comes up? I thought it didn't come up.
Oh no, yeah. Testosterone.
I heard
don't know about
testosterone
that.
doesn't. I heard it doesn't because it's natural. Like you have testosterone in your body. You know what I mean?
Right, but I think it's like a certain kind of testosterone that
I think they've had to figure out
they're-
testing for that by now. So
yeah.
Just taking like
anyways,
bull testosterone.
right. But yeah, do you guys have any last thoughts about the topics, about the games, about the fights, anything like that before we end it out?
It's gonna be a dope generation of consoles. Yeah, it'll be really dope. Why is Ricky giving that look?
It's just thinking.
I'm always thinking.
Oh.
I'm not gonna
I was
lie.
like,
And then plus
like-
the Raider game, they're up, and there's like 9 minutes left in the first quarter. So
Okay, yeah.
Raiders
What?
are up?
I'm a little anxious right now.
Wait, what's the score?
24-17.
Oh my god. Who has the ball?
We have the ball, but there's a play being challenged for something. I didn't get to see what it was.
All right, let's wrap it up, guys.
Carr has 3 touchdowns, so.
He's like, all right, let's wrap it up. I gotta see this.
What
one.
do I have to, I had something I can't remember right now. Boxing sucks. There we go.
That's fine. Okay.
I'm
All
just
right,
kidding.
guys.
That's fine.
I'm really
I
kidding.
don't care.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No. I'm gonna say this. Boxing is a nice sport if it didn't involve cheating.
Yes.
Yeah.
In all sports.
And
I
all
think
this-
that's what makes boxing.
and all this.
I
Other,
mean-
and all the other bull crap
Yeah.
that's happening around, like for instance, this whole Canelo Del Hoya thing. This is the stupidest thing out
Yeah.
there and all that stuff. Why is everything?
Including like the political aspect.
Why is there like so many different promotions for all these boxing? It's like if I have to fight, I have to watch this fight. I have to see it under this promotion and all this bullshit. Like keep it.
Yeah, see,
Simple.
that's what confuses me. Like, you got so many different promotions, and they all kind of link up, but then they all don't. You know what I mean?
It's stupid.
Meh. Yeah, I know.
Like, why can't we just have like UBC, like Ultimate Boxing Championship, or something? Like, I mean, that'd be a
One
stupid name to
UFC
name it.
umbrella.
But like,
Um.
yeah.
Fourth quarter, 9:20 left on the clock. First and 10. Raiders have the ball. They're running it, and they just got a first down.
All right, let's go Saints.
All right.
Let's go.
All right.
I have to
Alright,
rep
well.
the other gold team.
Yeah. So let's end it. So thank you guys again for joining us for this No Name podcast. Again, you can catch us on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and YouTube every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And we'll see you on the next episode of a No Name podcast. See you guys.